Good evening, Simon here, Explosive Action, back for an explosive metal update. It is time to go through my new records, CDs and tapes since the last month. Quite a few things I picked up in December, as you can see, so let's get to it. So the first CD we've got here is the new one from French black metal band Blood Incantation. This is fantastic. The album is called, I probably should have paid attention to that, Hallucinogen, and it is probably one of the best things that they've put out. When they were announcing it, they said it was going to be slightly different to what you were used to, and they were on a new journey. And that new journey seems to involve mushrooms, and it's really quite fantastic. It's a more positive sounding album, if that makes sense. Almost sounds like it's in major chords rather than minor. But geez, it's really good. I got the Digipack, which doesn't want to come out. There is a 2 LP set, but I don't know, for these guys, I'm happy with CD. Their drum machine sort of lends itself to digital format, so I picked up the CD and it comes highly recommended. Will definitely appear on top lists of the year, I'm pretty sure. The next one, this was something I found in the St. Vinny's charity shop. Terra Taurus. What a great name. This is an Australian band. Now, it's from about 2011, I think. And from what I can work out, all they did, and I still got the $3 sticker on there, all they did was this EP. They won some kind of Triple J, which is the Australian youth national broadcaster, some kind of Triple J radio unearthed competition, and they released this EP, 4 tracks of modern sounding thrash. It's sort of like Havoc, that kind of style. It's pretty good. It's actually pretty good stuff. Terra Taurus, which is some kind of giant dinosaur era bird. And yeah, man, that's it as far as I can tell. There is absolutely nothing on the internet about them. There's some old website where you can apparently still buy this CD. I don't know if I'd trust it with my money. It doesn't look updated. Their Facebook's gone, everything's gone. So yeah, but they made this nice little EP, and I'm pretty happy to get that for $3. And the other CD I picked up was the brand new Ignace, Melbourne death metal band, Australia's answer to Incantation. Their new album, which is it's written there on the front, but anyway. The tour edition, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on with this. So far all we have is this tour edition CD. They said that there would be a regular release and LPs to follow, but I'm not sure what the plan is for that. There's their proper logo, and it's really good. I've only listened to it through one time so far. Hieroglossia, there you go. Yeah, it's just similar to their previous stuff, which is No Bad Thing. Blood and Mercury, and looks like there's a re-recording. I didn't pick that up. So everything that these guys have done so far has been great, and I've managed to pick it all up since day one. Been supporting these guys, but still haven't seen them. They don't seem to come to Sydney very often, or if they do, I've missed them, which is a shame. I really like to see Ignivimus. So yeah, that's the CDs. And on to the tapes now. The first one we're going to look at is the new one from Lamp of Murmur, Murmur. I'm pretty sure it's solo, one-man black metal. It's really, really good stuff. Tape is out through Death Cult Productions, who is, in my opinion, one of the fast-rising underground black metal labels. Definitely a label to watch on their Instagram and keep up with their releases coming out, because they'll give very little notice and then it'll be out, and they're usually quite limited, 50, 100 copies, that kind of thing, and they don't seem to last very long. This Lamp lasted 15 minutes or something. The LP lasted about 2. I missed that. But anyway, so you got to be on the money when it comes to these guys, but this one was definitely worth picking up on tape. The Lamp of Murmur, highly recommended. I also managed to pick up through them, which was really cool, the deleted copies of Anointing Blast, This is a Russian black metal band, which is really, really good stuff. They are hard to get now, limited to number 7 of number 45 and 15 of 45. Very hard to get, but I was very lucky to pick up these copies from the label. Straightforward, somewhat atmospheric, but mainly straightforward black metal, and it comes really highly recommended, both of these demos or these EPs. If you can find them, definitely good stuff. Another awesome band, I picked this one up from Darker Than Black, I think. This is Monarch, part of the awesome Canadian-French black metal scene that's going on at the moment. Something in the water in Quebec and French Canada at large, because bands like Monarch, Fortress, Cantique, La Prowl are just outstanding. And this here we got the demo from Monarch and the latest EP. Both are excellent, but this EP is really showing the progression of the band. I really dig the art on that one. Really good stuff. I won't even attempt to say the French name, but really cool bare bones, black tape, nothing on it. So that's Monarch. Both come highly recommended. New EP from Temple Nightside. This is the Damnation EP. Temple Nightside are a South Coast, New South Wales Australian band. So they're relatively close to me. They're about an hour away, hour's drive, which is unusual for me to get that close to black metal bands around here. But they're really, really good on their albums that I've got. And the first one they did was Condemnation on Dark Descent. And then they re-recorded it last year as Recondemnation, which was a bit more of a death metal influenced reimagining of the same album, and it's equally as good. It just sounds, the songs are reinterpreted. And this is their tour EP, Damnation. I think this is a European tour. I'm not entirely sure, but you can now pick it up on their Bandcamp and stuff. So highly recommended. Temple Nightside, a really good band. Who the hell was this? I've tried to remember the name of it, but the damn thing's hard to say. Resonant... will you just focus? It is Resonant... Resonantinament. There you go. I'm failing. I'm completely failing on this one. But the EP is called Decon Destruction, so you can at least search by that. Anyway, the band who I'm having a terrible time of saying their name has a Blue Tail Snored sound to them, which is probably why I dug it. It's 3 tracks, I think, from memory, maybe even only 2, but solid stuff. Their first demo, I picked this up, I think it was from Darker Than Black, and yes, Bill, that's their logo on the back, so there you go. Resentment, let's just go with that because I'm failing. Anyway, recommended if you can search it based on my terrible description there. Some death metal now. I picked this up from a local distro, which was very, very, very exciting for me to pick up the new Lord Gore. Man, that cover is like top 10 of the year. Absolutely amazing. And a bright green tape on Headsplit Records. Lord Gore are fantastic. And this is easily the best thing they've put out. It's on CD and tape so far. I opted for the tape because I could. And if you like Frightmare, this band shares their rhythm section and is just a bit more of a gorier version. I guess that's the best way of putting it. It's like a gorier version of Frightmare. Shares their guitar. And it's really, really good stuff. Has some samples and things. I really dug this one. Probably going to end up in my top list of the year, whatever number that is, 10, 20, I don't know, but recommended. Cool demo from a new band, Ossuary, and the very gory cover for Supreme Degradation. Dirty sounding death metal. Very old school tape, I love it. It's even got a Dolby logo. Program repeats both sides. Very cool. A lot of autopsy sound in it, very thick, heavy sound. I think you could probably still find copies of it around. Probably try Blood Harvest, I think I saw them there. But yeah, check it out, Ossuary, really good stuff. And the last tape, I was happy to get this one. The split between Oxygen Destroyer and VHS. What a great name for a band. So it's all in Japanese, because these guys are just absolutely obsessed with Godzilla. Yeah, I would... Sorry, did I say VHS? No, this is Power Beast. VHS is the other split. Oxygen Destroyer and Power Beast. Anyway, I'm really tired. Did I actually mention that? Completely shockingly tired. And will the fires please stop? Is anyone else out there paying attention to the Sydney fires? Everything smells like smoke. It sucks. Giving me permanent headaches. Anyway, enough whining. The split between Oxygen Destroyer and Power Beast. One song per band. Orange tape. Just a short little thing, but it was only a few dollars. And yeah, happy to pick it up. Add it to the collection. And now onto the records. The first one we are looking at is the new Blood Incantation, Hidden History of the Human Race. Every Man and His Dog has shown off this album, and it is fantastic. That really lives up to the hype that these guys managed to give themselves. Fantastic artwork. Absolutely love that artwork. Yeah, so they set the stage with their Star Spawn album, and they've just knocked it out of the park with Hidden Histories. And I'm still deciding which is my favourite at this point. If you were to ask me right now, I'd probably still say Star Spawn, because those first couple of tracks are just mind-melting. But this is pretty close. Hidden Histories of the Human Race will definitely be in my top list of the year. Really outstanding analog death metal. And they're just a bit weird. I suppose that's the best way to put them. But you all know who Blood Incantation are. This one arrived today. So I got the latest Vastum album in my last update, and I wanted to go backwards and get some more. So this is their previous album, Hole Below, and I think it's actually better than their current album. After just one listen, I think it's got a meatier sound to it. It's just big, thick, heavy, not too fast, just brutal, straight ahead, punishing death metal. It's got some members of Necrot make up Vastum. And yeah, Hole Below, very much recommended from me. What we got next? Oh, Coffin Rot, Monument to the Dead. These guys are great, relatively new American band. Been around maybe a year, 18 months. They released a demo, which I tried to get. I would still love the copy of the demo if anybody knows how to get me a copy of that tape. But I missed out, and they just split with another band called Mulder, and here we are with their new album, their first album, A Monument to the Dead. Really good. It sounds like it looks. It's like sort of like the Bleeding era Cannibal Corpse. Yep, that's this album right here, Coffin Rot, A Monument to the Dead. Recommended. Good, solid stuff. Next one, another Australian band, Carcinoid, Metastic Declination. Great name for an album. This is dirty stuff, like more autopsy kind of death metal. Would love to see these guys live. Hopefully they come up to Sydney. They seem like cool guys, very communicative about this release and having Australian copies and sending me one, of course. And it's got an Obi strip, which you kind of get with these Blood Harvest LPs. I think it's quite a nice novelty. I've packed it away inside, but like you do on some Japanese releases, Blood Harvest have been doing it on their albums. A little Obi strip down the left. Yep, really good stuff. Fantastic art. Just straight ahead death metal. Can't go wrong with it. Carcinoid. New one from Titan Blood. This one is pretty supreme. I need to give it more of a thorough listen, because I got this with a bunch of things on one day and only gave it a brief listen so far. The Baneful Choir, the latest one from Titan Blood, which came out of absolutely nowhere. I don't think anybody was expecting this. They just went, oh yeah, new album, and then 3 weeks later, everyone's got it, which is a nice change, just releasing an album from nowhere. But so far it's really good. Seven Chalices is still my favourite. I don't think they're going to top Seven Chalices, but yeah, I'll dig more into Baneful Choir and get my thoughts on that one. This one's fucking great. Perverted Ceremony split with Witchcraft. Wow. Most 90s looking thing ever. These guys are really primitive. Both bands actually. Really primitive black metal that's all I can say. It's primitive. Incredibly primitive. I'm not sure what to compare it to. They sound like Perverted Ceremony, and Witchcraft sound like Perverted Ceremony in a way, which is pretty funny. I guess bands like Moen of Zebeth is sort of, I guess, what I would compare them to, but really nastier version of that. Very organic sounding. Sounds like Satan. There you go. How about that? Perverted Ceremony and Witchcraft split. Highly recommended. Awesome stuff. Warp Vomit, Barbaric Triumph of Evil. This is their 2 demos on LP, or the 2 EPs anyway. One on each side. This is really nasty sounding war metal for fans of like I don't want to say the obvious like Blasphemy, but it's I reckon it's more like Revenge. That's what you're getting with Warp Vomit. Really good, blinding stuff, hit you in the face. You want war metal, well, you can go to Warp Vomit. This is a great split. Funeral Storm and Celestial Rite. Greek black metal. Sounds like 1995, which is great. The cover art's really nice too, which kind of lends itself to that era. Yeah, it's a 45 RPM, so it sounds really, really good. 2 tracks from each band. Yeah, the Tartaric Black Occult. It's definitely something I'd recommend if you like 90s sounding Greek black metal, because that's pretty much what you're getting with these brand new bands. I do want to get the album from Funeral Storm. I think it's on Hell's Headbanger, so I need to go get that one. Haven't listened to this one yet, but I know it's going to be good. This is Bissell. I think they're a UK band, and this is the double LP, which is an awesome gatefold. And the album is called Anti-Catastasis. Anti-Catastasis, there you go. Awesome art on that. But these guys have got a real thick wall of sound, black metal noise thing going on. Very warm, but it's like there's 50 instruments playing at once. Really good stuff. But this one I haven't listened to yet. I've got their latest album, which was really quite excellent. So I'm going back a bit here and checking out the previous album. Awesome looking double LP. So yep, I'll be giving that one a spin soon. This one again as well, I've only ever listened to a sample of. There was a fantastic sale at Iron Bonehead. That's why I got so much stuff. Things were like €8 LPs, and I split shipping with a colleague at work, and that helped us get a large order from Germany relatively fast. This is a band called Jour. I don't know where they're from, but they have a very unique, thick sound. I guess a little bit like a Bissell. It's probably not a bad comparison. Very evil sound. I love the inside art on that too. But as I said, I'm still digging into Jour, so I can't really comment too much about it. But yeah, from what I've heard so far, it's good stuff. Olvega. I think it's one-man black metal. It certainly looks like it from the cover. Where the ice cold blood storms. Pretty raw stuff. Really, really good. And it's on Azra, which means it's going to be hard to get if you don't act soon. 41 or 47 of 150 copies. They might still have some. And the things with Azra, once he has stopped, he's run out, then they tend to show up at like Darker Than Black and the Black Metal Shop and a few other places. So keep an eye out if you are after it and Azra's sold out. But it's really good. Only given it one listen through so far. But straight up, somewhat raw black metal. I love the packaging that Azra do. It's not a normal LP. It opens with a flip at the top, and everything comes out. It's all cardboard. It's really unique, and it sort of suits the DIY vibe that label has. Stoked to pick up Obsequious' latest album. This is a band I didn't know anything about, and then Brain Smasher. He on YouTube. If you don't know Brain Smasher, go and subscribe. He is a big fan of this band, and I decided to check it out when $20 Spin announced a new album, and it's fantastic. It's really lush, organic, sort of folky, pagan-y black metal, I guess is the way of putting it. Probably undersells it a bit by saying that kind of thing. It's really something you need to just go and listen to. I think many people will find enjoyment in this album from Obsequious, the Palms of Sorrowed Kings. Really, really good stuff. It kind of sounds like these broken castles. Does that help? I don't know if it does. The lush green hills. It certainly sounds like it looks, I think. Without being too cheesy. It's really solid stuff, and I'm pretty sure that's going to feature in a lot of people's top lists of the year. This one's awesome. A band called Yukari. And I don't know a great deal about them. I love the art on it. Sort of atmospheric black metal out through Vendetta. Vendetta is one of those labels that's like a sign of quality. I don't think they've released anything terrible. The gateway to entry with that label seems to be pretty high. And this is another band that, yeah, I looked up their latest things that Vendetta were putting out, and gave this one a listen on their Bandcamp, which is sort of the best way to find out stuff with Vendetta. Just they announce everything and then go check out the Bandcamp and listen to stuff. And this one really grabbed my attention. Need to spend some more time with it, but it's got a really big sound to it. Very, very cool. And this one I was happy to knock off. I missed it when it came out, and I had to go the Discogs route, and I didn't pay too much more than retail. The band's called YGG, and it's awesome enslaved style black metal, I think is a good way of putting it. Sort of early mid-era Enslaved, and that's sort of what you get here. High quality stuff. The album is the same as the band. It's just self-titled IG. I think it's how you say it. YGG IG. Anyway, yeah, it is sold out. So do go hunting for it. I think there's tape and CD as well, but it is definitely worth looking for. Yeah. Oh, this is another band I can't pronounce. Misping, because they use one of those German characters that looks like a P. It's not. Mispy Thing, something like that, which really doesn't help you when you're trying to search it. That's the name of the band up there. And the new album, Algalimi. It really sucks sometimes being an Aussie guy trying to pronounce these European names. But anyway, I've only given this a quick listen so far. I really loved their previous album. And this one's been getting a lot of notice around the last few months. It's actually probably about 6 or 9 months old now. I was a bit slow to picking it up. Probably because I couldn't pronounce or spell the damn name. Those stupid German characters. You don't have that funny P on the keyboard. Anyway, I'll stop ranting. Nice double LP. And yeah, if it's anything like the previous album, I think I'm going to enjoy it quite a lot for some time. So I will try and remember to put something in the description about how you actually search for that band. Nyctophilia. Now this is some more stuff from Death Cult. Really good. So it's sort of raw black metal. It's more just sort of straight ahead and furious black metal, but quite organic sound. It's not like blasty Dark Funeral stuff. It's more like early Marduk, I suppose. I really dig this. I think there's still copies. As I said, with Death Cult, it's kind of hard to stay on top of releases. This one is probably the best thing they've put up in some time. And I've forgotten how to say the bloody name. Departure. Oh god. Yep, I've forgotten what the bloody these useless logos, right? Yeah, I can't tell you what that says, and I've gone and forgotten because I'm too bloody tired. But anyway, cathartic black rituals from Departure. Something I will remember and put in the text. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'm just too tired. But this is going to definitely be in my top 10 of the year. I know there's a lot of black metal in here, but this one's really sitting at the top of that pile. Very fresh sounding, but also ancient sounding, if that makes sense. Really good approach to a 90s style band. Production's actually really, really good for this style. And yeah, I'm hoping that they keep churning out albums because they're really good. Top quality stuff. Cathartic Black Rituals. And only a couple left. Another one from the same label. This is Sadisme. Really raw black metal, this one. Festering in... What? Something communion. Theasiastic communion? Anyway. Oh man, I'm tired. Doing these updates at 11:30 at night. Not my smartest move. But anyway. Sadisme is really good. Incredibly raw sound, like really tinny production. So if you like raw black metal, you'll like this. If you don't, it's not going to convince you otherwise. Complete absence of any bass whatsoever. This one's sold out on LP. I'm not sure what other versions are available at the moment, but it is really good. If you like raw black metal, definitely. And are we on to the last one? I've got a couple more left. Harvest, Australian band, medieval satanic poison, more raw black metal, some really sort of silencer type vocals, screechy stuff. This is a release from Dark Adversary, 100 copies. Pretty sure this one's gone as well, but it had exclusive Australian distribution through Seance. And there's another project by Asgore, who's in many Australian black metal bands. And this one's really good. I've only given it one listen to so far, but like everything else he's done, it's really, really top quality stuff. Guy knows what he's doing. Harvest is no exception to that rule, so yep, good stuff from them. And now some more traditional stuff for the people that don't know what the hell any of that was all about. I picked up Halloween's Walls of Jericho from Utopia Records in the city. They happen to have the original Noise Records press from whatever this is, like 85, 86 or something, in absolutely top-notch condition. And I paid a pretty good price, actually. Very happy with this. The first or second album from Halloween, they went a bit power metal cheesy not too long after this one. I'm pretty sure I've been told that the next album, which is actually a two-parter, is pretty good, but then you can kind of stop. But Walls of Jericho is just speed metal with a little bit of power metal tinge to it, but it's mainly a speed metal album, so a bit of thrash too. Yeah, I really dig it. Might stop my journey with Halloween there, not sure. And I finally own some Judas Priest. I couldn't believe it. Didn't own a single Judas Priest on any format. Just one of those bands that escaped me over the years. I never really enjoyed what I listened to. The 70s stuff never grabbed me. And one of my good mates, told me the best way to approach their pre-80s sound is with this live album, Unleashed in the East. And he was completely right. It's the material up to 1979, but it has fantastic production to it. It makes everything heavier and faster. And I think that was the problem I had with Priest. It was just a bit too rock and rolly with my 2019 ears listening backwards for the first time. I'm sure if you grew up with them, it was the heaviest thing in the universe, but going backwards after this pile of black metal, it's kind of hard. But this thing completely nails it. Unleashed in the East. Live album. From what I understand, it's kind of a maybe not really a true live album. Maybe the crowd is added later, that kind of stuff, or lots of overdubs, but whatever. The end result is fantastic. Really heavy stuff, and the first track on here, which one is this? It's Exciter, is sort of like one of the first examples of speed metal. It basically is ground zero for speed metal in 1979 on this release. So there we go. That is my update. Do apologise that I am sounding quite tired. You can blame the late night, and you can blame these rotten Sydney fires that are taking away my sleep from all the smoke I'm inhaling. But anyway, that's this pile of LPs and tapes and CDs. Hope you all enjoyed this update. See you next time.